Ken?
How you doing, Coach?
Before I get started, Lucy tells me this is the first time that we've known in school history that three different players have scored 30 or more in a game during a season. Three different players, 30 or more. Obviously, Boopy tonight with an incredible game. I thought we got off to a really great start on both ends of the court. I thought we showed great toughness and resiliency for the entire game. We led wire to wire. They made a couple runs, but we answered right back. We held them to 2 offensive rebounds in the second half, so they didn't get a lot of easy baskets. You know, obviously Upton had a huge game with a double-double. Parker was plus 17 off the bench. I think Zach was plus 6 or something like that. You know, a lot of times you go look at the points off the bench, but then you don't look at the plus-minus because there's a lot more to the game than just scoring points. Cam had 19. I thought he had on a little 6-0 run by himself there. Kind of got the lead back. He guarded number 11, who's probably their best player. I thought he did a really good job on him. Andrew had 11 defensive rebounds, 3 block shots. He was really good defensively. Mixed up the ball screen coverage a little bit. Started out in a hedge, then we went to a blitz, and went back to a hedge. They banged us a couple times for threes when we went to the blitz. They threw behind it, which, you know, that's, you're going to give up something. They got a really good basketball team. I knew it would be a hard-fought game. Dustin's done a really good job, and I'm not surprised at App. He's reignited a very proud program. They have a passionate fan base. It reminds me a lot of Johnson City. You know, when I was at East Tennessee State, they got a lot of things in common. That's why it's important that they play, you know, and Dustin started that series when he became the head coach my last year at East Tennessee State because they wouldn't play us till then. And so I respect him for that. And I wish them all the best. They got a nice team, and I'm sure they're going to be really good again next year. Questions?
Steve, Boopy had a lot of points, but I really thought he controlled the tempo with,
he did.
You know, not rushing.
I mean, except when, what's his name, Marsh came in there, their Marsh, not Matt Marsh, and had a 6-0 run by himself at the end of the first half. I mean, he made a couple of those. I was like, holy crap. I mean, made some tough shots. But, yeah, Boopy on offense and defense. He made some plays defensively, got a couple steals, pressured the ball, pushed it on offense. Picked and choose his times to go and when not to go. Maybe a couple times I was like, no, good shot. But for the most part, he was outstanding tonight. Outstanding.
Steve, it seems like more often than not in the NIT, it comes down to, you know, which team really wants to be there, which team wants to play in this tournament. I think tonight we saw an example of both teams wanted to be here. What did you do to get your guys motivated and ready for tonight? I
didn't have to do anything. I really didn't. I was kind of surprised. You know, it was a deflating loss to Pitt, you know. But these guys are young guys. They don't always look at things like I do, you know. And so we came back, took Friday, Saturday off. We practiced Sunday. And as I was walking around the gym while they were stretching, I said to one of the assistants, I said, I don't think they know we're not getting in. I mean, I think they really thought we still had a chance to get in the tournament. So I'm like, oh. So I didn't say anything. We had a really good practice. We didn't watch selection. We told them we'll text you what time practice is tomorrow and who we're playing. And that was it. This is the last time we talked about it. And they came to practice Monday. We talked about playing in April. I want to play basketball in April. And that's really what we said, and we just moved on. Nobody said anything about not playing, or that wasn't even in the plan. These guys want to play. We want to coach. You know, we got unbelievable. I mean, look at the crowd tonight. Tremendous for both teams. They don't want the season to be over, and so I didn't really have to motivate them. They're good players. They want to play.
Coach, they cut it to 1.
Yeah.
49-48. Then defensively, it was like y'all.
Yeah, you know, we talk a lot about getting kills, you know, 3 stops in a row. We got 6 for the game, and I thought that was really important. We didn't talk much about offense in those multiple timeouts that we had. And so, and don't ask me about the lane. We didn't even practice that. One time Hunter lined up in the wrong spot, and the ref's like, hey, move over there. You know, I mean, but, I thought we ramped it up defensively, and I think that's part of the maturation process of your team. We've lost some of those games this year, obviously. And so I was proud of them to come back out after, they made a great run. The crowd was into it, and we got it back under control on defense and offense. Yeah.
Emotion seemed like a big factor in this game, a little bit more than normal. And Boopy just talked about how you can either handle that the correct way or kind of let that hurt you. And it seemed like you guys used that to your advantage tonight.
I mean, listen, it's postseason basketball, right? They're passionate, they're playing hard. We're passionate, we're playing hard. I mean, I don't really read into that stuff a whole lot. But yeah, I mean, you have to channel that emotion in the right direction. I thought we were very calm the entire night. I thought we were very composed. Not that they weren't. I'm not saying they weren't. I'm just saying I thought for the whole game, we just showed tremendous resiliency and toughness and gritty, grimy, and you can't get too high, Essex, you can't get too high, too low. They made a run. We weren't panicking. They made a heck of a run. We just, all right, go back out there, keep plugging. And so, I thought we handled that really well.
After one of their runs, Cam Hilda kind of put the team on his shoulders a bit. I think he went on like a 6-0 personal run, made a couple of kind of absurd shots. But then I think he kind of acted a little bit invincible, made a couple bad plays, and got sent to the bench. Walk me through both your love of him taking charge of that, and then you sometimes want that to be channeled. Sometimes
your biggest strength's your biggest weakness, okay? And his biggest strength is his confidence and his play hard and his ability to make shots, make tough shots, believes he can make them. So he went on that run, and he did, and then he didn't. And so then it was time for Parker to play. And that's the key of having some depth. And I wish we had more, but right now we don't. And so I thought Parker played – like, who would have said at the beginning of the year that he was one of the better defenders on the court today? Y'all would have thought, oh, come on. He was. He is. He's going to be a really good player. And he missed, a couple shots. It wasn't about that, man. Good Cam, bad Cam, and that's kind of what you get sometimes, but I take the good over the bad anytime with him. He's just a player, man.
It was a new career high for Efton tonight in terms of points. What did you make of his offensive performance?
Oh, I thought he was really I thought he played with really good pace around the basket. I thought he got deep position against a couple of post players that are pretty darn good, especially blocking shots. They affected a couple of his shots, but when he's patient and slows down, he's hard to guard down there, and he can go right or left, and he makes his free throws. They tried to double a couple times, and they caught. We turned it over, but we also banged them for a couple threes out of it. So it's hard to stay in that the entire game, so we got him in some one-on-one situations where I thought we did a good job of running some stuff to get him the ball in position to score. I thought we did a better job screening to get him in there. And he did a good job of playing under control and backing his man down and getting to where he could score.
Coach, this Sunday the Georgia Bulldogs will be coming to town. You guys played them the second game of the season.
Yeah.
Of course, you're 17-1 at home this season, so going to be tough for them to come in here. I'm sure you feel like that. What do you think your team has to do to prepare for this team that they ultimately lost to at the beginning of the season?
Well, you guys realize how long ago that was? The next day, Ole Miss played Georgia in football. Think about that. That's how long ago that game was. We're just a different team. We weren't in a good place at that point. They beat us. I haven't watched them a lot because, we're not in the same league. But I do have a connection to them because Eric Pastrana is their coach. He used to be my assistant. I know they play really hard. I know they're athletic. I know that they Silas Demery's a really good player as a freshman, a good guard for them from here in North Carolina. They'll come in here ready. It'll be a totally different game. I'll watch the film. I don't remember it. I know we had a chance to tie it, at the end, and Cam missed a 3 on an out-of-bounds play. But Essex got his butt chewed that night. It was just, I have to watch them. I just think we need to keep doing the same things that we're doing, right? Defend, play hard, share the ball. Pretty simple game sometimes when you do those kind of things.
I know this is just one small step in the process, but putting something together here in the NIT, what would that mean for the team this year, but also just for the future of the program?
It's a good question. I think it's really important for a launching point for next year. you know, and these guys have shown some resiliency. We went through a tough 3-game losing streak and then beat Clemson, beat Notre Dame, lost a heartbreaker to Pitt, just beat App. You know, just got to keep putting deposits in the bank, you know, and I think it's important for us to continue on this path and try to play in April, you know, and launch ourselves into the next year, you know, and I think it's really important that, you know, we retain these players. You know, it's not about the portal, it's about retention, and then it's about recruiting. And so we got to do that in that order. And so we got a lot to play for, and we got a really exciting team of young people.
Is there a tip time? And that game will be here at Joe Coliseum, right, Sunday? Right back here, Joel.
Oh, we play at the Shaw. I mean,
We'll be in an intimate environment.
no. Yeah, we'll play. Is it 4? Okay, it'll be a good time. Hopefully everybody comes out. You know, the NITs. I mean, if anybody watched that game tonight, and said, "Oh man, like why are we playing the NIT?" Are you serious? I mean, that was about as intense a game as we've had here. You know, I mean, as far as just passion and fight. You know, I just think that's so overblown, you know. And I've had good experiences in the NIT. You know, when I was at Louisiana Tech, we beat Louisiana Lafayette at home. We beat Vanderbilt. We lost at the buzzer to a first-year head coach named Jay Wright. You know, then the next at A&M, it was a launching for us. First year we played, beat Clemson, won at DePaul, lost to St. Joe's in a tough one to go to New York. And then, you know, 2 years ago, we beat Towson, we beat VCU, lost a tough one at Texas A&M. The difference is right now we get all our games at home until we go to Hickory. Or is that, no, it's Hinkle, but I call it Hickory because of Hoosiers. Hickory! So, yeah, I think it's good. I think it's good.
You mentioned 2 of them, but it is a bit of a juggling act right now. You have the NIT, you talked about retention, and then also the portal is open.
Yeah.
Right now, is there any of that, just looking at the portal?
Oh, yeah,
with it?
every day. But you guys understand this. We recruit during the season, right? I mean, when we play in the ACC, I still go watch high school basketball games. I still make phone calls. It's not like you can't carve out some time in your day to make some recruiting calls or, you know, look at the verbal whatever, however's posting on who's went in the portal. Yeah, we're on it, but you got to know who you got back before you can decide what you need, okay? So for us, it's retention and then recruiting. Like I got a phone call last night, and I won't tell you who it was, but it was a coach in the NCAA tournament who's playing tomorrow, calling me about a couple guys that, not our guys, but guys that he was interested in what I thought. So we're all doing it, you know. Is there a better way to do it? Probably so. Probably so. Really, truthfully, now that I think more about it, it probably could wait until at least till after the Elite Eight, when there's only 4 teams playing, or maybe after the Final Four. And then I don't think it needs to be that many days, month, whatever, fine.